Hey guys, welcome back to the Rod Shop. Today we're going to be talking about how to choose a blank for your next build. Y'all stick around. Okay, when it comes to blanks, you have probably four areas of concern that you're going to have to weigh against each other. One of those is weight of the blank, durability of the blank, sensitivity of the blank, and the balance. And then probably number five is the cost. Now, let's talk about weight as it relates to durability and sensitivity. I've got a few out here. I got three medium heavy 7-footish rods. This is a new old stock RX6 blank. Probably the technology in this blank is probably 15 years old by now. It was the newest thing in the mid 2000s. It's very sensitive for its design. It's fairly lightweight, but I paid $30.99 for a bunch of these new old stock RX6 blanks. Now, this is a workhorse, medium heavy fast rod. It's not the lightest, it's not the most sensitive. It is pretty durable. It's not quite an ugly stick, but it's still pretty durable. And the reason it's durable is the reason it's heavier. The reason it's heavier is the weight and the way they make the blank. This has a higher epoxy ratio to the carbon fiber scrim or the graphite scrim that it was built on. That's the fibers in it, which makes it heavier. It also makes it more durable, and it's going to lower the cost. The technology is just not, this is old school technology, but it's still a really good blank. And for a new builder, or if you're building for a new fisherman client, that is an excellent place to start. New old stock, RX6, RX7 technology, under $100, and they're not going to break it on their first time out. If you step up from that, let's go to the other end of the spectrum. This is a 890. This is an NFC X-ray blank, super light, super sensitive. But I wouldn't put this in the hands of a new fisherman. This is not as durable. It's not going to take the abuse. From a fishing standpoint, it's just as durable as the old school RX6 is here, but it's not going to take somebody boat flipping a fish the way the old ones will. To get them light, to get them more sensitive, your ratio of epoxy to scrim material is a lot lower. You have much less epoxy compared to this RX6, which is going to, like I said, give you super light. This probably weighs 1.5 ounces, where this one is probably 4 ounces. It's going to make a difference to somebody who is an experienced fisherman. There's nothing wrong with you or a new client wanting a carbon 4 or an X-ray blank, the super lightweight, super sensitive rods. You just have to understand that the possibility of you making a mistake when fighting a fish or dropping it or slamming it in a car door or whatever, the possibility of breakage is a lot higher if it's abused. The possibility of breaking it if it's fished within its limitations, it compares to this. You just have to understand what you're buying and what you're making for a client or for yourself, that higher end blanks, super light, super sensitive blanks, you have to work them within their design specifications. Anyway, and the last one I want to look at here is the crazy light 6406. You guys have seen me build a bunch of these. I'm getting ready to start this build today. This is going to be a very light bait rod. This is going to throw unweighted trick worms. It's going to throw your 1/4 ounce or less hard baits. Super light, again, very sensitive, but you have to fish it within its limitations. I personally have broken one of these, and I think I'm a decent fisherman. I just forgot which rod I had in my hands. If you're okay with building one of these for yourself and you recognize its limitations, or you explain that very carefully to a client who really wants one of these, you're fine. Just understand that higher technology, lighter weight, more expensive, it's more fragile overall. Durable, cheap, a little heavier, less sensitive, great workhorse rod. The very other end of the spectrum, this blank weighs about an ounce. You can feel the fish look at your bait, I guess is the best way to describe it. It's so sensitive that any type of vegetation you touch when fishing this blank, you feel it. Almost like it's a hard bite. I do a lot of hook set practices when I haven't had this rod in my hand in a while, and I feel something tick, and it's a lot of times it's grass. But anyway, that's just the basics of picking a blank. Budget is going to dictate some of it. Durability and the application is probably going to dictate the most of it. And then the sensitivity and the weight is a trade-off. And then you can take any one of these blanks and get them to balance properly, and they feel light in your hands. So anyway, hopefully that will give you a better understanding of blanks when you start speccing out your own rod builds and you're not building from kits anymore. Just understand that a $30 blank can be a great fishing rod. A $250 blank, you can snap it pretty easily. Just a trade-off. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, please put them down below in the comments, and I'll see you next time.